It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A search has resumed for a missing fisherman just north of Port Stephens. The 32-year-old fell into the water while fishing in Wallace Lake near Tuncurry yesterday afternoon. A major search involving the Hunters Westpac rescue helicopter failed to find any sign of him. And there's still no sign of a Lake Macquarie teenager who's been missing since the weekend. 16-year-old Taylor Armand was last seen at her Dudley home at about 1 p.m. on Sunday. Blake Clifton from police headquarters says her disappearance is out of character.
Police and family hold concerns for her safety. She's described as being of Caucasian appearance, around about 160 to 170 centimetres tall, has a slim build, long blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a white sleeveless shirt and blue denim shorts.
If you've seen Taylor or know where she is, please call 000 immediately. A Newcastle aid worker has arrived back home from West Africa after helping in the fight against Ebola. Libby Bowell saw 50 people die every day during her 5-week stint in Liberia, working for the Red Cross. She's now in isolation for 21 days in her Cooks Hill unit, and despite the horrific death toll she witnessed, Libby says she would happily go back there. The launch of an innovation scorecard in Sydney this morning is expected to boost the Hunters' competitiveness in the world economy. As Australia's largest regional economy, the innovation scorecard will reveal where the region stands on the world stage. Regional Development Australia Hunter CEO Todd Williams says the Hunter did exceptionally well for its first time in the rankings.
I think the most pleasing thing from my point of view is we were very consistent across the indicators that we scored against, and on the indicators that we tested against, the Hunter outperformed the EU average on quite a number of those. So it's quite a pleasing result, I must say, for the first time. And hopefully when we undertake this scorecard into the future, we can sort of get up the other end of the scale a little bit.
Four-wheel drive enthusiasts planning a trip to the Barrington Tops have had their off-road options reduced by this week's snowfall. Up to 20 centimetres fell across the tops on Tuesday night, the second dumping of snow so far this spring. It's forced the National Parks and Wildlife Service to temporarily close 6 trails so they can dry out. The service says the move will ensure public safety and ensure the trails remain in good condition. The Hunters' cancer survivors who smoke but quit the habit have a greater rate of survival after diagnosis than those who don't. New research shows a smoker has a 37% chance of being alive 8 years after diagnosis, but if they quit smoking, their chance of survival rises to 43%. New South Wales Cancer Council Regional Manager Shane Connell says quitting smoking could help the national cancer survival rate keep rising.
In the last couple of decades in Australia, cancer survival has been increasing by about 1% per year. By quitting smoking after diagnosis, that can increase to 6%. So it really gives us a great opportunity to improve survival and keep chipping away at that survival rate and getting it higher and higher, so we have people living longer.
Updating sport, Newcastle Cricket's new chief executive, Ivan Spurts, has announced plans to appoint a full-time competitions manager by the end of summer. The manager will be a single point of contact for all cricket competitions. Spurts says it's really key they have a central resource in Newcastle cricket amidst a very competitive sporting landscape. Meanwhile, Newcastle's oldest cricket umpire, Joe Thompson, will celebrate his 80th birthday on Saturday. He'll celebrate by officiating Day 2 of the second-grade match between Belmont and Newcastle City at Carl Oval. And the Lambton Jaffers have signed midfielders Hakan Canley and Abe Wheelhouse in a mission to field their depleted attack for their National Premier League Premiership defence. Coach David Tanchevsky says Canley is a very underrated player, while Wheelhouse can be a great asset. He says the club is looking to add 1 or 2 more players to their squad, but they will not be midfielders. To NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.